Okay, so I want to pick up where we left off from yesterday. So if you finish yesterday's assignment, then you have all of your shapes, you have your foreground, middle ground, and background completed. And today we are putting in patterns, okay? So I want to put in as many patterns all over my picture as I can think of, okay? And the first place I'm going to start with is the trees here. So make sure if you feel stuck with patterns and you don't know what to do, go back into Schoology and open up our slideshow with our project introduction. And that's going to show you a whole bunch of patterns that you guys can take directly off the slide. Okay, so make sure you are looking and doing different patterns in different places. So for this one, I'm just going to do a really simple kind of curly Q pattern. All right, and I'm gonna call it a day on that one. These don't need to be hard, guys, okay? So keep them simple. I'm gonna fill this guy with a circle pattern. I have some of my circles kind of going off the edge. Do you guys see that? And that just kind of keeps it interesting. So it really fills up my entire object, just like that, okay? So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do all of my trees. I'm also going to think about my river, my mountains, anything else on my page, okay? And in addition to patterns, you can also leave some places blank, like maybe the river I'm not going to add a pattern into, because when I'm coloring, I plan to use a whole bunch of different colors in stripes to follow the shape of the river. That's gonna give me a texture instead of a pattern, okay? And texture is okay too, but you don't wanna rely on texture. You wanna get as much pattern into places as you can, okay? So maybe I want to do my mountains here, and some stripes like this. And I'm just gonna take my time and follow the shape, keep it really interesting. So I'm gonna continue this down, even in between my trees here, because this would be a continuing pattern, right? So I want to make sure that any place that would show that pattern is going to be continued, okay? So I just brought it all the way down here. So when I color this, I can either color each one of these stripes a different color. So maybe I want to do different tones of purples because the mountains I want to be all purple. Keep in mind, these are going to be crazy colors. You don't have to stick with the normal colors, okay? An example up here, if you don't want to do a pattern in every single one of these, think ahead to your coloring. Maybe you want to do red there, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, red, okay? You can think about things like that too. That's a really good idea to fill up that sky, because if you have really, really busy patterns, you can keep some places for texture, okay? So think about this for your whole entire page. And keep in mind that not everywhere has to be really detailed patterns. Maybe on my little bushes down here, I just want to do some berries on my bushes. And maybe that's because I just want to do a bright pink berry on my green bush. So this is a perfectly acceptable pattern. Okay, you're going to continue your whole page, fill it up with patterns. Make sure you do some research, you check back in our slideshow for patterns, but this is all we're doing today. Use pencil, get in your patterns.